Is Mexico all drug cartels and fancy beach resorts? We don't think so. Come with us as we travel by RV with 12 other couples on an epic 3-month adventure to explore the culture, history, and food of our neighbor to the south. Join us this week when we head to Teotihuacan. But on the way, Dwight and Kathy have a major truck issue, but we also visit ruins that are over 2,000 years old. We then continue down the road and head to a Monarch Butterfly Reserve. Well, Dwight and Kathy are having a problem with their rig today. A couple issues. We've had a check engine light and then a loss of power light. So the last big hill we almost came to a complete stop because they can only go about 6 miles an hour. So it appears that he's still having an issue on hills.
These are the farthest pumps closest to the truck that's parked here. Okay, we got about 5 minutes to get up to another stop here that I had programmed.
Hey, guess who's with me today on an excursion? Yeah, your foot's doing better.
It is finally. Watch out for the ant line.
Oh God, yeah, there's still ants everywhere. So, anyway, we're exploring Teotihuacan today. It's a massive archaeological site. It costs about 85 pesos to get in here, and you will definitely feel the elevation. We're almost at 7,500 feet, and it's a long walk from the entrance all the way to the Temple of the Moon, and we're getting ready to pass the Temple of the Sun. Our guides are fantastic, but yeah, huffing just a little bit because of this. It is massive. Now, the people that were here, they actually don't know exactly who were here. It wasn't the Mayans and it wasn't the Zapotecs that built this, and it's like literally the largest site, largest ruins. We're only seeing how much?
I don't know.
Oh.
A small, you can tell. As we walk through it, it just like keeps going and going. So, but here's a tip for you. If you come to any ruins down here in Mexico, make sure you have closed-toed shoes. It's not just for walking around on the sharp rocks, but the fire ants like to crawl up on your feet and bite.
Yeah,
and I have proof, but you know, I'm still
not pretty.
It's almost a month and I'm still healing.
Anyway, the amount that we're seeing here, good tip, honey. The amount we're seeing here, even though this is massive, is only 8%.
Lali. Gracias, abuelo.
Have a real modern air conditioning system. Turn it down to for foots there. Yeah, there you go.
Good job, Lori. Thanks for providing us with air conditioning today.
The benefit of a long leg.
It's like the papyrus, Egyptian papyrus. You can see one sheet inside and dirty. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
it's not that. And white.
Yeah. All right, you know when we have our dash cam video that we're following Lance camper and you see Dwight and Kathy's butt end of their truck and camper quite often. And hey, there's no truck there, so yesterday was kind of a long day. Our long driver days tend to go even longer. So they got pulled over by a policeman for running a red light, which they didn't do. They got out of the ticket because Bernie is awesome and translator, so it was very helpful. But they had major issues yesterday with their vehicle. They had a bunch of error codes that came up and they had to keep clearing them. Fortunately, our wagon master has one of those plug-in troubleshooting or code reader, and so they have to reset that in order to get to this RV park. But unfortunately it kept happening, so they need to get their truck into Mexico City, of all places to have this happen. We're only an hour away. So they've unloaded their camper from the back of their truck, and he's gonna have it towed into Mexico City, which is about an hour away, and the tow truck's right here. And they did find a place to actually get them in and look at it today. So that's what's going on. We're supposed to leave tomorrow morning to go to our next stop, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They won't get to Mexico City with their truck till 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then Dwight and Bernie are gonna take a taxi back. Definitely a bummer when this happens, but it's also one of the best reasons to be part of a caravan. There's pros and cons, and we'll talk about all of those at the end of this trip. But the big pro is that, hey, we're all in it together. We have their back on this trip. Our wagon master is a really great mechanic, but he can't, you know, get parts and replace parts here easily, so he needs to go to a service center.
You put your chin on something.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey, this is what happens when you are underneath the wheel of a truck trying to learn about where you put tow chains and where you don't. But hey, we're extremely fortunate to have our wagon master, who used to be a tow truck driver, right, Lucille?
Yes, when he's 20.
Yeah, so Al used to be a tow truck driver, and so he's coaching the tow truck driver that's here to get Dwight's truck on where to put the chains, because we want to prevent further damage, right? Right. And you too can look like this. I can't even see it. All right, good morning. I'm gonna do a super quick review of the Teotihuacan, I can't say that right, trailer park. It was super tight. Hopefully not a place that the caravan stays again, because with 13 rigs, it was way too tight for all of us. It's taken quite some time to actually get back out again this morning, but we're on our way. Electric doesn't work very well. Bathrooms are okay. Bring your own toilet paper, and showers are pretty decent though. It's kind of a bummer of a morning. So Dwight and Kathy behind us there, their truck got to the service center in Mexico City kind of late yesterday afternoon. We offered to stay back. We have no idea how long it's going to take for their truck to get fixed. We offered to stay back, but the wagon master doesn't want us to, because we could potentially be here for a couple weeks while it gets fixed. We're actually kind of fine with that. We hate leaving them behind. It just doesn't seem right, but they're okay with it. All right, we have to get down the road. We're going to be traveling by ourselves for about 15 minutes while we meet up with the rest of the group. It was so tight getting in here. It's even tighter getting back out again.
Okay, still clear, still clear.
Buenos dias. we're in this beautiful parking lot and we're getting ready. We're in a gas station parking lot for 2 nights. You're like, why are you in a parking lot? Because this is kind of the best spot for parking before we go up to the Monarch Butterfly Reserve. Now it's going to be about an hour-and-a-half drive from here. We're going all the way up to 10,000 feet, and then we're going to get on a horse and then go up a little higher, and then the monarch butterflies are still here, and we'll talk more about them and their migration, their awesome migration, when we get there. Woohoo! Yeah. How's the ride up here?
I've been on smoother broncs than this. How's that?
Stop the channel.
Do you think you're gonna use the horse down or walking?
Rhonda, you gonna walk down?
Yeah.
Yeah, walk down. I think I got the slow horse. Or falling way behind everybody else, but this is amazing. It's fun being on a horse. There's monarch butterflies everywhere. This is spectacular. There we go. There we're going. Now he's picking up the pace. After taking the horses up, then you gotta walk a little bit further, and this is amazing. So if you take a horse up, it's gonna cost about another 150 pesos, and just for entrance, I think it was 80 pesos. There are monarchs everywhere in here, everywhere. So where we're at is high up, Teotihuacan State, over 10,000 feet at the Monarch Butterfly Reserve. It is magical. You can't actually spend that much time up here, which is kind of a bummer. You can spend about 20 minutes once you get here. There's so many, you just sit and watch all the monarchs. It's just amazing. But their migration, they come here, at least the eastern monarchs come and they overwinter here in Mexico, and they migrate about 4,500 kilometers, roughly 3,000 miles, all the way up into eastern Canada. So it's amazing. And then they'll go so far, they use the milkweed to lay their eggs, and then the next generation is born and then keeps going north. So it's like 4 to 5 generations that keep doing this migration, and then they come back and overwinter here in Mexico from about November or so, November to end of March.
Here's a little factoid. Why is milkweed so important to their diet? Well, the caterpillars that eat that makes it toxic to birds to try to eat them.
Huh. Very true. And yes, we're huffing and puffing because we're over 10,000 feet. So if you're in Mexico and you have a chance to come to the Monarch Butterfly Reserve, you have to. When I saw this on our itinerary, it was high, high, high. One of the highest things on my list of must-do things. It's amazing.
Well, and the drive up, for those of you that don't like heights, it's a bit scary, but
Yeah, it
the
is.
views are gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing.
On our way back from the Monarchs, we stopped in this cute little town. The murals are just awesome. We're here.
Which is there.